Hey everybody, it is Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up? Beautiful day in Metro Detroit today, 82 degrees, no clouds, no humidity. This is why we live here. Yep, this is why we live here. Hi Adrian, how's everything going with you? Tracy, we need to talk about what's going on. We haven't talked in a couple months, and I was thinking about this the other day about your stuff. Okay, so let's talk sometime. All right. So lots to talk about, like always, right? Lots of new learning I've done this week, which is kind of pretty freaking cool. About my future. Hey, Catherine, how's it going? I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good. Very good, very good. I'm doing amazingly good. Yes, it is beautiful today. It is beautiful. Again, this is why we live here, right? It's just perfect. Yesterday was perfect. I think the day before was perfect. Pretty great. Pretty great, pretty great. It's been a wonderful summer for me. I hope everybody else too. You know, it's been hot, but I'm okay with that. That's what air conditioning's for if you want to turn it on, you know. But I like sunshine and hot weather, and, you know, I'll feel very comfortable in Maui once we get there. Hello, Laura. Hello, hello, hello. I'm having epiphany after epiphany, Laura, from that book. I'm going to talk about a little bit of it today. So, yeah, thank you for bringing that to me. I know, you are my messenger, Spirit just said. So that's cool. I appreciate that. I am blessed because, again, Spirit brings me people as they will with everybody, right? If you allow, right? To put you into the next part of your life. And I had this epiphany today because I've said this before, is that, yes, Starlight is here, Laura, that's for sure. Try declaring your prosperity. I will, for sure. Hey Blake, how's it going? I'm very blessed. Again, I'm gonna read something on my phone. But I've been very blessed, and a lot of people don't understand, because I had to completely remove myself from control of my life, right? So that things would move forward, because I always was in control of my life. So people would always say, well, Bill, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Because I'm not told to do it yet. Well, you know, hey, Carol. Well, no, Bill, you need to. I said, no. I've learned. If I get involved with anything that is not brought to me, it's going to be a bad situation. And it always was. So people like Laura, who brings me information about the Lemurians, which I'm going to talk about today, and the book that I got, which is blowing my mind, in an amazingly powerful way. Yeah. So I have learned, and I am continuing to teach. Again, like we talked about last week, guys, allow. Yeah. Laura says, now, should I make a big move with my guy tonight? Seems right to go to the next level. Yes, please. Yep. Spirit just said, it's time to reward yourself. It's time to reward yourself. Yep. For sure. Yep, for sure. Yep. He says, it's going to be pretty fabulous. So, yeah. It may be emotional for you, Spirit says. Okay? Yeah, might be emotional for you. So we'll wait some other people come on if they do before I get into everything. Oh, he's definitely the one, Laura. Hello, Heidi. How are you doing? How's everything at work? Heidi is on the front lines of COVID at Beaumont. So, yeah. There you go. Declare it, sister. Oh, Adrian, are you having a women's circle? Or are you going to one? Yeah, Spirit says for you, Adrian, that will be super impactful for you. Super impactful for you. Well, that's great, Heidi. Heidi says they only have 4 patients right now in the hospital with COVID. Hello, Amy. How's it going? Yes, yes, yes. So, yes. Okay, so I'm hosting a virtual. Awesome. Adrian is hosting a virtual women's circle. Good for you. Good for you. There's Kimberly. And Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy? How's it going? How's it going? Yep, yep. Beautiful weather for boating, Jimmy, isn't it? You know? Jimmy and I are lifelong friends. Our parents were in each other's weddings and stuff. I know his mom was in my mom's wedding. Yeah. So, back in 1950, right? Very interesting. So I grew up with Jimmy. Yeah. I think back at those times, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we were so blessed. So blessed, so blessed, so blessed. To be able to do the things we did and to have the people around us that loved us and took care of us, and the friendships of our parents with their friends and their kids, and yeah, it makes me really full of emotion. Oh, you're headed out today. Good for you. It's going to be a nice, warm, hot weekend and sunny, so enjoy it. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. Okay, guys, so first off, I wanted to talk about Okay, so I get an email every Monday through Friday from love you too, Jimmy, from Tut, T-U-T, and you see me post these on my Facebook page when they're really impactful for me. Okay, I put them on all my Facebook pages and on Insta and stuff like that, Twitter, and so. I've had really impactful ones all week long. I didn't go in on Monday, and I don't know why, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday have been like banging. And so I would suggest that everybody subscribe. It's free, right? And it's T-U-T and Tut. And you've heard me talk about that. Because spirit is energy, right? The internet is energy. They can direct things to us, meditations, Tut, all kinds of different things for the day that we need them, right? For our circumstance, right? To give us backup, to give us love, to give us attention, to give us confirmation of exactly what's going on if we're not sure of what it is, things like that, okay? So like I said, I've had 3 amazing ones this week. I think I posted every one, but today I posted one too, and Spirit wants me to read this. Okay, so it says, "Okay, Bill, for just 5 minutes, forget the bucks, the money. Forget your soulmate too. Forget the new car, the home run, or being on Oprah. Forget your fears, your problems, and your pain." Clean up my nose already. And during those 5 minutes, feel the feelings you most want to feel for the rest of your life. It might seem awkward, and that's okay. It might seem silly too. And I can just about guarantee at first it'll feel utterly futile until your entire life begins to change. If I were a beggar, I'd beg you. If I prayed in question marks, this is what I'd ask for you. And if I could implore you to do anything, let this be it. Because nothing, Bill, that you might ever do will have a profound, will have a profound an effect on your fortunes, friendships, and happiness. in navigating the illusions, manifesting what you want, and avoiding what you dread. As this little 5-minute drill performed just once a day on as many days as you can remember to do it. And just so you know, if you do this right now, or even every day for the rest of your life, I'll add back those 5 minutes to each of those days you do it. I'll just sneak them in there, and they'll feel like 10, meaning they'll feel like 10 minutes. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Susan. Okay, guys? So that's on my Facebook page. That is on my Twitter page and also on my Instagram page. And this says it all, okay? We talked about last week allowing, right? Again, just for 5 minutes, forget the bucks, forget everything that you think about, right? And I will tell you, after I've read that out loud to myself, which is what I always do, I read out loud so my receptors can hear it, right? Hey, Carol, right? Because that's what I do. I've always talked to myself out loud. I get the best answers because Spirit, again, I feel it inside my body, right? So after I read that, in my mind's eye, out of nowhere, I show up for the second day in a row. My feet are in the sand in front of the house in Maui, and the Pacific Ocean washes up on my feet. There you go. Out of nowhere. Okay? 5 minutes. Feel the feelings you most want to feel for the rest of your life. I want to feel, and I will feel, my feet in the sand at my house in Kihei, Maui, with the Pacific Ocean washing up on my feet. Sitting on the rocks, if there's big rocks in front to keep anything from eroding, if there's a hurricane or anything. See? I got that today, another great one yesterday, another great one on Tuesday. This comes from Spirit. This comes from all those beings that take care of me every day. Take care of you every day. See, it's super, super important, okay? That, again, when you receive something like this, and what is so awesome is that the universe, right, that's what TUD is. You know, it says, you know, it'll always sign off as being the universe. And in fact, it says, Osana in the highest, the universe, right? It works. Allow. Just allow. See? Take that 5 minutes and just imagine how you want to feel now and for the rest of your life. Try it and see. Okay? And the reason that this week has been so impactful for me is my friend Laura Gutman. I think I talked about Laura last week. She came into my life. Hi, Michelle. She came into my life. I didn't know why. Again, people come into our lives for a reason, right, guys? It's never by chance. It's always for a reason. Okay. So I don't even know when Laura came into my life. A couple of months ago, I think. You know, just on Facebook and things like that. Hey, blah blah blah, and I don't know how we got talking about the Lemurians, right? And I was told 2 years ago that I was going to be writing 2 books when we moved to Maui. Like, oh, okay. I'm thinking, I don't know what the books are about. I don't know how it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. Thinking, right? Wrongly. And I found out quit playing with my nose. I found out maybe it was fall of last year, from Lori Lipton, a good friend, that, yeah, Bill, you're going to be writing books for the Lemurians. And I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't know what that really was. So I think I told the story before. The next day I spent 5 hours looking up everything I knew about the Lemurians because I have no idea I had no idea who they were. Okay? Laura comes into my life, I'd say probably 2 months ago, maybe 3. Okay? I don't know how we got talking about the Lemurians, but we did. And she goes, oh, you should read these books because you're going to go to Maui and you're going to start writing the books for them. You're going to channel them, and you'll write the books, and then you will travel the world for the next year or so, showing the books, promoting the books, because by then it will be received. People will want to know about Lemuria, okay? And I went, oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting. I'd heard that before. And she said, and then the next book will come, and you'll do the same thing. I'm like, oh, okay. So be like 63, 64 years old, travel around the world talking about Lemuria, buying the books, right? And so this past week, I believe it was, she said I posted something on Facebook, and she says, "Oh, have you bought the Talos book yet?" And I was like, "No." I said, she goes, "Oh, are you picturing Maui? Are you picturing, whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah, waiting for things to manifest." She goes, "You can't wait." Hello, Bill. Hello, right? And so so what I did was, she says something about the book, about Talios books and things like that. So Wednesday I woke up and I was a totally different person. I mean, this was on a Tuesday. Wednesday I woke up, I had no idea, I was not grounded, I had no thoughts, had no nothing. It was pretty freaking cool. I didn't understand where I was at. Hey, Rochelle, right? I mean, I knew I was home with Bay and things like that, and Spirit said, you need to buy the book. Okay, I buy the book. So I went in about the first book, got it in ebooks, right? It's on Kindle, and I started reading. Epiphany after epiphany after epiphany after epiphany after epiphany. I recognized everything that I was reading out of the book, the first book that I bought, and it all makes sense. I mean, everything. I mean, I was on my phone, because I record everything when I'm having epiphanies, right? So I remember, because I'm channeling, right? Even when I'm not channeling, I'm still kind of channeling, because it's always there, right? So I had my phone, I was saying different things. This is where I'm feeling it in my heart. I'm feeling it. I feel that I know exactly what I'm reading. It's familiar to me. Hey, Emily, I'm starting to understand who I am. And again, about leaving everything in my human life, my past life behind, and moving forward. And I read for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I needed to take a nap. I was busted. I mean, busted. So first I went out and sat in the sun because I needed some sun. I was told, get in the sun, get some warmth, things like that, because I was up here, right? And came back in the house, grabbed a little blanket that I use, and caught up on the couch. And hi, Haley. And I went to sleep for probably half an hour, 45 minutes. And I woke up because I had one reading yesterday at 2 o'clock. And so I woke up and I'm like, oh, okay, still up in the air, still connected to spirit, still connected to the Lemurians, everything, right? So I did my reading. It was one of the best readings I've ever done in my life. The person was receptive. He was in Indianapolis. It was all good, right? So last night was perfect. Kind of did our thing, whatever. So this morning I wake up, and guess what? Read. So did everything I do in the morning, chimes, and I read another 2 chapters of the book. Again, had to crawl up on the couch and go to sleep for 45 minutes because I was busted. Now, I'm asking Spirit, again, what is that about? And he says it's human exhaustion. Okay? And then, of course, with what Tut sent to me today, right? It all kind of intertwines together. That if you allow yourself to be guided, right? People come into your life for a reason, right? And Laura's not the first. I mean, I am so thankful and so blessed. The first Steve Noble meditation I got was from my friend Angela Walsh, who lives in Plymouth. Bill, I got this meditation this morning from Steve, and my guides say it's for you. Okay. Hey, Jeffrey. And so I did it, right? What the heck? it changed my life, right? That's why I promote them so much, because it is a great tool to allow yourself to be guided. Because when you're in those meditations, everybody that I talk to knows about them. You're allowed to leave your body. They clean off your outer body. They clean out your insides. They activate DNA inside your body. And then after 33 minutes or so, you come back down to earth. And then you go, man, oh man, whew, that was exhausting. Yeah, because then your body has to recalibrate itself, right? But I was looking forever, or waiting, I should say, because I've learned to wait, right? Because if I went to look for guided meditations, everyone that I found, I didn't like. It didn't resonate with me. And they know that. I look back now and I go, well, Bill, because he said this before, you can't push anything. Everything comes in time. Everything comes the time that it's supposed to come. We cannot make anything develop. We have to allow, right? I'm telling you. I'm learning this more and more, right? Again, with Laura and Lemuria, and understanding more now exactly who I truly am. And this human body is just that. It's just a casing. And I'm so excited about reading more, but it's so exhausting. I can't, right? I have to be a little bit more human, right? So my mornings will be spent reading for an hour or 2 hours and absorbing that book. But understanding now, after Angela sending me that meditation at the end of January 2019, right? That it was the time for me to start meditation. Laura brought me the books, right? Lori Lipton told me who the books were about. Because again, I've learned that when I ask Spirit who it's for or what it's for or anything like that, I get nothing. He does not direct me, he brings to me. See? And I've learned that when the things that I am brought from the universe, that I am brought from my higher self, that I've manifested, let's say, that I've attracted, okay, are for me. They're for me. And I've learned that I cannot go, okay, that's cool, now what's next? Now what? No, because it's in the future. I learned that with Maui, right? 2017, you're going to Hawaii. 2018, everything fell into place. You're going to Maui. You're going to buy a house in Kihei. This is the house. Everything was rolling and this didn't go. But I'm such a totally different person now than I was then. But they didn't tell me that, see? I've learned through the process and through process with other people who have awakened, right? That they flood you with stuff that is not, that will come true, that will come true eventually. But it ain't going to come true in the timeline of human. Because there is no time in spirit. There's no time. See? Again, you have to allow, right? We can't chase things. Because when we chase things, it gets further and further away. Because our three-dimensional energy does not serve us. It does not serve us. Again, once we move into the fourth dimension, which is fairly soon, it's going to be miraculous for people if you allow it to happen. Will people struggle? Yes, they'll struggle. But the world will be different from what we know of it today. See? And understand, not scary bad, not scary anything, especially for those of us who, the people that are watching me today, the people that follow things like this, the people that are beginning their awakening or are well into their awakening. And hi, Candace, right? All of us are at different stages. And that's another thing that I want to stress to everybody, is that everybody's at their own pace. Everybody's at their own level. Everybody is exactly where they're supposed to be right now this lifetime. Okay? And as you go forward, as you learn who you are, as you learn to allow, as you learn to let go, as you learn to control ego, right? Ego. I'm not listening to that because that's not true. Right? I'm not listening to that. as you swipe your right ear with your right hand, as you're talking to spirit, or as you're talking to ego, I'm telling you, every tool works. It's tools in your toolbox, as people always say, and it is. Things you can fall back on when your behavior goes backwards, right? Right? Because we're human. But understanding that as we change our behavior, as we tell ego to stop because it's not true, what you're telling me is a lie, it's not true, as we're swiping our ear, right? The more we're conscious, Spirit says, and the more that we are conscious and understand the Christ consciousness, the collective consciousness that is coming to the earth, it's not scary. Not scary. Spirit says, the more that you know who you are by allowing. Hi, Nancy. What it's about, right? Again, do you have to work? No, you don't have to. Don't have to. See, I'm learning that, right? I think I mentioned last week that I got the message 2 weeks ago to slow down, to stop, Bill, just stop, right? Do your readings that show up. Don't worry about money, just like what this said. Don't worry about the bucks. Don't worry about anything like that. Everything's going to work out fine in it. So far it has, and I truly believe that it will, right? No one's knocking on my door to take my car. Nobody's knocking on my door to have me pay them because it's done. See? Allowing. And being in that place. Hi, Lisa J. How are you? I haven't talked to you forever. So, again, as you go through your process, as you understand it, you do your meditations, as you allow, as you talk out loud to spirit, right? As you talk out loud to ego and say, I'm not listening to that because that's not true. I'm not listening to that ego because that's not true. See? All those things, Spirit says, are you being conscious. I'm not going to do that all the time. I can because I'm a Capricorn and I didn't have to leave my house to go to work. See? I don't have to be around people if I don't want to. I mean, back in the day before COVID, I had people in my house and things, and that was fine. But now with COVID, I love it. I love doing readings on the phone and by FaceTime. I love it. See? But I love being in my house, and I don't feel the need to leave. See? Before I would feel the need to leave. See? In fact, today, Spirit just showed me this. Today, I was going to go grab something to eat at 25 minutes to 3, and the garage door went open. What was that about? Try it again. Garage door went open. Okay. So then call maintenance. They open up the garage door. I pull my car out. By that time, it's 10 minutes to 3, right? And Spirit says to me, because you weren't supposed to leave. You weren't going to get back in time to do the coaching thing. Oh. See? Again, them making things happen so that you can do what you need to do. He loves doing coaching for the soul. He loves it. I do too. I love it, right? Because I love to channel. Especially for people, giving them information and giving them teachings. It's fantastic. But he knew I wouldn't be back in time for some reason. I don't know what it is, right? That he wouldn't let the door open. The garage door wouldn't open. So, there that is. See? So, I got my book. It is truly amazing. It is something that fits into the puzzle that's going on right now in my life. I can see everything going where I need it to go, where I want it to go. The message from Tut today, confirmation, right? But a great exercise to do for all of us, to sit and imagine what we want and feel, right? What we want everything to feel like. I want, and I know that I'm going to receive this, I love my feet in the sand and the water, the ocean hitting my feet. That to me is heaven. Heaven. But what's amazing too is, you just gave me this, we talked about this before, Spirit and I, about that I don't feel the need to be in the sun all the time. I don't at all. I used to be in the sun in the summertime. I would be in the sun at least a half an hour to 45 minutes a day. At the pool, in the pool, the whole thing. And I would get way too dark. I mean, I'm dark now. But again, they made me darker this year with less time on the weekends with Lee so that I wouldn't feel like I needed to, hey Carson, go to the pool during the week, right? It's been a wonderful summer. See? And so Spirit and I were talking about that. I'm like, well, it's interesting that I don't feel the need anymore to go to the pool and lay in the sun on the weekdays. And he says, because you have work to do. Oh, okay, that's cool. Thinking, well, readings. Well, no, that's not what it is. It is when we move to Kihei, Maui, I have work to do with the books. And I won't have the same need to be in the sun there, which is there all the time, right? So see how they're preparing me for the move? I don't know when it's going to be. I hope it's soon, right? If I do, when it happens, I'm going to give everything in my house away. You know, everything's going to, I'm not taking anything but my meditations here, and that's it. A couple of things too, but that's it, right? Everything's going to be free. Just people just come and get it, right? So when that happens, will that be a glorious time? It'll be hectic as heck, but I'm ready for it, right? I believe I'm ready for it. And Spirit is getting me ready for that time. Again, little things like not having the need to go in the sun. I've been in the sun every day off for 37 years when I had a traditional job. I was in the sun every Wednesday and Sunday. Every Wednesday and Sunday I was in the sun, baking, which I just love. I could sit in the sun all day. See? But now what is interesting is that I get hotter quicker. Maybe the 60 years old thing. I don't know. But I also believe, I know. He says, no, Bill, it's the fact that you don't need to be in that energy anymore because you receive it from us. That is freaking cool. And it's 333. Check that out. Never told me that before. That's something new for me. See? And I know. And he says, for other people that are listening to this now or in the future, wherever they're going to listen to it at, YouTube, whatever, everybody talk out loud and then receive the messages. Will you receive them like me? You might. I don't know. I just had the voice in my head all growing up, and where it's gone from when I left my job 6 years ago to where it is now, because of Steve Noble Meditations, amazing. 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 But that's their plan, see? And I don't have anything to do with the plan except for to allow. It's hard. It was hard for me. Not anymore. At all. You know. I just chill and do what I gotta do and spend time with Bailey while he sleeps and, you know, do whatever. See? And I'm lucky that I can do that, right? But taking the time for 5 minutes a day and feeling how you want to feel for the rest of your life is massively huge. See? And whatever Spirit told me a minute ago, of course I don't know what it is because I'm channeling, it seemed like a good thing too. So I'll have to go back and watch this after I post it because I don't know what it was. See, that's how quick things, I'm telling you guys, that's what I find fascinating, is that when I'm channeling Spirit, I don't remember anything after the reading. I don't remember anything. I don't remember most things when I do a Facebook Live. No clue. And to me, that's really interesting because I'm such a thinker. Which I'm not a thinker anymore. I just kind of let it go, right? But I've always been that person. Hey, Gina, right? So I know. He says, allowing is so important. Not needing to understand everything, he says. Hey, Karen, right? Not needing to understand everything now. Because, again, it's not on our timeline. It's on their timeline. See? And I learned about the Lemurians, again, the people I'm going to be channeling for, and I know why now. I totally get it. I totally get it, Spirit. I know. He says, it took us long enough to get you to this place, Bill. It's true. right? It took long enough to get me here. Well, hell, I was in charge of my lessons. I was 12 years old, pretty much. Okay, my mother and father said, okay, we can't tell him to do nothing. We can't. There's boundaries that you can do, you can't do. You know what? We're not going to try to teach him anything because he already knows. And I did. I was the oldest soul in the family. See? Again, they gave me love and affection, and they gave me, they helped me out when they needed to and things like that. See? But, hi, Pamela. I was always in control of my whole environment, right? Because the spirit. Didn't know that at the time. I think I just can't, and being a Capricorn. See? So what I had to do, I had to completely dismantle who I was for 54 years. And it took me 4 years. Over 4 years. Okay? Over 4 years. Of going through the motions and going through the emotions and going through the frustration and the not knowing, not understanding, receiving the message I was supposed to have, ridding my life of people who were spiritual, who did not have my best interests at hand, some of who were dark behind my back, others who I depended on too much. I didn't allow, right? Because I think I've told this story before, is that when I would see angel numbers like 333, right? I'd say, oh, Spirit, 333, what does that mean? He said, well, Google it. I'm like, why? Can't you just tell me? No, you got to do some work. I'm like, why? Why do I got to do work? And I'm freaking 55 years old. Come on. What does it mean? I told you to Google it. Even today, I'll be like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And he'll say, Google. Okay. So many, many times I just Google it because I know he's not going to answer the question for me. Like how a word is spelled or what a word means or anything like that. Say what something is, what an angel number means, and I still don't know them. That's the thing. I think I know 2 or 3 of them by heart. Other ones I don't. Still have to Google them when I post them on my Facebook page and on Insta and stuff like that. See? So again, he says, because you moved past that. Those were gingerbread, so you'd follow us, which is true. I would follow and eat gingerbread forever, Hi, hello, Lucia. Yeah, see? So, they know. And we have to allow ourselves to be guided. We have to allow ourselves, and it's not always easy, trust me. It took me time to dismantle the life that I had built for myself. And they were there, allowing me to, but making things extremely difficult when I wasn't allowing. Okay? When it wasn't allowing. Okay? I have mentioned that I probably lost my job 3 times in 25 years. Okay? Just for being me. Right? Had a job for 7 years and then, okay, see ya. And then had a job for 10 years, okay, see ya. Things like that. Because again, energy shifts, I understand now, right? When I go in and I'm this person and they love me, blah, 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 blah. But after a decade, it can be kind of too much. I get it. Well, at those times, I was led to do this. And I made a decision as a human, because we have free will. Yeah. But again, understanding now that it was my soul journey. See? And everybody has it. Soul journey is everything. Your soul knows the day you're born, the day you're going to die, and all the chapters in between. Human does not until we are enlightened. And that blows my freaking mind. Because I always thought, no, we don't really know. We never really know. Well, we do know. In a reading the last couple of weeks, Spirit said that exactly same thing to the person. You're only dumb to a point of enlightenment. And then after that, once you're enlightened, we can show you the path because you allow the path to happen, which is lovely. It's fascinating to me, right? Again, the Telos book about the Lemurians. I knew a year ago about the Lemurians, didn't really know what it was, understanding kind of sort of what it is, but not really knowing. Hi, Abby. I didn't know you were on. I didn't know you were on here. So okay. So I'm going to answer some questions because Heidi said something. He still wants to talk, but I'm going to stop him. She said she's the same way Heidi does. However, some readings really stay with me because they are so emotional. See, for me, Heidi, they don't. They just, it's always released. Yeah, it's always released. Abby says, does spirit have anything to do with having a gut feel? Oh, of course, that's spirit. In your gut chakra, in your gut instinct, that is spirit. Okay? That's who it is. It's your spirit guides, your guardian angels, doing everything that possibly can to give you the hint because you're not awake yet. You're not enlightened enough yet. See? So then when that happens, when you have a gut feeling that's positive or negative, right? And it's positive, okay, spirit, that's fantastic. I'm going to do that then. And if you don't get anything else, yeah. Now if you get a bad gut feeling, oh, I don't think I'm going to go in there. You know, there's something wrong over here too. I don't know what that is either. That's when you say, okay, spirit, what is this? And you touch just below, I don't know what you would call that. They have a name for it. But just below your breastbone and your sternum, right there. I've always called it my gut chakra, but there's a human term for what that is. That's where your gut chakra is. That's where your gut instinct is. Touch it. So spirit, what is that? What's that feeling about doing this? I should do that. And if it doesn't go away, guess what? Diaphragm. Thank you, Abby. In your diaphragm. See? No, don't. See? Again, me not being able to go get something to eat before doing this because the door wasn't open. Because I wouldn't be back in time. Hello, Teresa. See? I thought I'd be back in time, 25 minutes. I mean, it's only, whatever. But obviously, I wasn't going to make it back in time. And he is very, very, very on point, right? That's what it is. See? So, they'll always interject with positive stuff. They'll always interject to keep you from being human and make a dumb mistake. But the more enlightened you are, Pamela calls it her belly button instinct, which is pretty good. See? The more enlightened you become, the easier it is for them to guide you. The more out of your head you get, the easier it is to guide you. The more that you are all of that, the easier it is for them to bring you what you want. Hi, Nicole. To bring you what you want. And hey, Otis, and isn't that why we become enlightened, guys? I mean, be honest, right? Because we want stuff, right? We want to get what we want. We want to receive what we want. Be that, again, whatever. Could be love, could be a new car, could be money, could be a house in Kihei, Maui, could be a new pet, could be all kinds of things. A new bed. Hi, Billy. How's it going? Yeah, see? So that's why it's so important that you stay on the journey, but don't make it where, don't feel bad about, oh my God, I didn't meditate this week. Well, you got to get in that meditation schedule, right? Right? And I meditate now every morning before I do readings, and 11-minute meditation. I think Steve's brand new one. And it clears me out like that. I mean, everything is balanced, everything is good, And I do that just because I need to be on point and open for spirit, right? Again, there's all kinds of things in your life that are negative, that obstruct, spirit says. Again, Bailey's always sick. He's 15 years old. His teeth are bad. He always has infections. Again, his digestion is really bad, and he can't really see because he has glaucoma really bad, and so Daddy has to guide him. Well, I worry about that, right? I worry about him getting enough food. I worry about him getting enough exercise. I worry about him not being in pain. He takes 9 pills a day, and 5 pills twice a day. That's really expensive too. See? But again, he's my child. I do that for anybody that I loved, right? Right? See? But that is something that obstructs. That's why I do the meditations in the morning. See? Because I have to. Because if I don't, I get frustrated because I'm not clear, and I need to be a clear channel, right? I mean, I'm happiest when I'm channeling. I'm happiest when I'm clear, when I'm connected to the universe, when I am this person that is able to channel some of the most remarkable things. And it will happen once we move to Kihei Maui. And I will channel for the Lemurians, which is wonderful. I now get that, guys, after 2 years. As I go further and further into the book, into the Telos book, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be interesting. See? That could happen to everybody. Everybody has that future. Because fourth dimension is coming, guys. You can't stop it. And as the fourth dimension shows up, hey, Nicole, as the fourth dimension comes because of COVID, right? The vibration of the earth will be lifted. You'll be lifted too. See? Just by participating, Spirit says, just by participating in what you do every day to keep yourself balanced, right? Do the meditations, guys. I'm telling you, do the meditations. If you need new ones, let me know. Subscribe to Steve's channel on YouTube. I'm telling you. Again, just like Tut, I've got meditations in my email that I needed for that day because Spirit brought them to me through the email, just like they did with my friend Angela Walsh in Plymouth. They brought an email, a meditation through email for me through her email because I wasn't subscribed to Steve Noble's channel. I didn't know about Steve Noble. See what I'm saying? I know. He says they're always going to throw you ropes. They're always going to throw you ropes to your future. That is freaking amazing. We are always going to throw you ropes to your future. All you have to do is grab hold of the rope and allow us to not pull you, but have you let us guide you into the future by holding onto that rope. That is freaking cool. Wish you would have told me that 3 years ago. But he just told you that, right? That is so freaking amazing. Again, grab hold of the rope that is thrown to you by your guides, right? By your higher self, right? They all work together. Like if you do the Steve Noble meditations, he talks about your higher self. He talks about all the Ilioms, all the gods that he calls in, because you're all old human souls. Some are here less time than others, right? Again, I'm learning this from the book that I'm reading, that it all freaking makes sense now. It all makes sense. See? So when you receive a rope, and that rope is basically something that you can do, guided meditation, or information from a friend, or someone comes into your life like Laura Gutman and tells you about that she's Lemurian and that she has all this knowledge about Lemuria, and oh Bill, you need to you go ahead and buy these 3 books, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll get to it. Wednesday, being up in the stratosphere, not being grounded, not feeling like a human being, and I get the message, buy the book, go through 2 hours of reading, epiphany after epiphany after epiphany, gotta take a nap, right? So again, that's what happens. When Laura reminded me on Tuesday, and this is another rope, right? When she reminded me on Tuesday in an answer to something that I had posted, it was a reminder for Wednesday. I don't know what Wednesday was going to be like. Well, they did, because they made me that way on Wednesday. See? Because they knew that I would be open to buying the book for $12 on Kindle. Okay, cool. But I put it off for 2 weeks in my conscious mind, right? Yeah, okay, because there's everything else going on in my world. See? So that's what it's all about. You too, Abby. Take care of yourself. Okay? So, guys, we got 10 minutes. I'll answer questions if you want to put something up there. Remember that I can only read about about 11 words. So don't make it a lengthy question. If you make it a lengthy question, I'll have to answer it after I post it on YouTube. Okay? Or on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. Twitter I can't put it on yet. So yeah. Okay? So if you have questions, just type them in and I will, And people have asked me too if I'm going to do psychic fairs and things like that. That answer would be no. I won't. I don't think I'll do another psychic fair ever again. Spirits told me that that's not something I'm going to do. But I really won't do it because of COVID. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Yes, Teresa. He does. He totally does. Your dad says, Teresa, that he knows he's celebrated every day by his children. That's the love that his children have for him and he has for them. Yeah. He goes, who's the granddaughter that's like young? Do you have a niece that's young? Or, because he's saying he sits on the bed. He's there. Yeah. Michelle, will my arthritis improve? You live in Vermont, right? Or are you in... Oh, your granddaughter. He sits by her. He sits on her bed at night. Yes, he sits on her bed at night. Okay. Nancy Marie, that was your future self, Spirit says. Does that make sense? Oh, Michelle, you live in Florida? Okay, so Spirit is saying, Michelle, you need to evaluate what you eat. It inflames your arthritis. So I don't know what that means. If it's alcohol? Adrian, yes, big time. You'll be very, very big. Hey, Bill Hart, what's going on? Yeah, so Nancy Marie, does that make sense? He says you are okay, because he's saying you're at warp speed right now with your enlightenment. Hi, Kathy. Okay, and I've never heard him say that before. Hi, Vic. Never heard him say that before, where it was your future self visiting you, which that just makes me so freaking. That's just amazing. That is effing amazing. It's amazing. So Kathy Terzic, she told me 2 years ago that I was going to buy this house in Maui, and the ancients were living underneath the land, and that nobody was going to buy the house. That they wouldn't allow anybody to buy the house. And that is freaking true. Now that I know it's the Lemurians, right? She knew, I didn't know. But see, again, people come into your life to give you information, to give you help, to give you all of that. Yes, Nancy, I'm telling you what, my sister, you are rocking it. You are rocking it. And I've never heard that future self comes and sits on your bed or visits you, whatever they did. Teresa said, should I let them do surgery? Yes. And normally Spirit doesn't answer those type of questions, Teresa. But yes. Rachel says, who is Chief White Claw? You'll need to Google that. Yeah, you'll need to Google that. Okay. Yep. Hello, Rhonda. How's it going? Yep. Whoops. Okay. Running out of energy here. So, Nicole, will my business grow this year? What kind of business do you have? Nicole. I'll bet, Nancy, especially with the energy that future self carried. Probably was pretty freaking scary. Yeah, yeah. But Kathy, I think about that all of the time about, we had finished the show and things like that. I think it was after the show, and you said, "Yeah, Bill, and da-da-da-da," and you're so sweet. You're just a lovely energy. And I was such a different person then. And I'm like, "Oh, okay," and try to figure it out. No, it wasn't no figuring it out. It was about 2020, reading a book about Telos and the Lemurians of who's there, okay? A metaphysical shop. He says, yes, be ready to be seen, okay? Be ready to be seen. Because again, as we go into the fourth dimension, people are going to be looking for resources. And he says, prepare to be busy. He likes the way the shop is set up, he says. Chimes. He likes the flow. Yeah, he likes the flow. The energy's good, he says. Open up your front door, he says. Open up. I'm assuming you have a front door. Open up the front door. It's a separate standalone building, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. But he says, open the door. Let that energy go out the door to attract people to the store. It works. I did that for, 35 years in retail footwear. And I was like, why would I don't understand. Why do people want to come in the store? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. See. There you go, Nicole. Yeah. See? Yep. That's it. I know. So Spirit just said this for you, Nicole. Flow. Allow the energy to flow out your door because you produce so much. The energy of your store produces so much. He says it's a truly blessed space, Nicole. It's a truly blessed space. Rhonda, he won't tell you that. Okay, I'm sorry, but he won't tell you that. But he's saying no. Kind of weird. He says no. And we're not gonna tell her that. And then he says no. Yeah, you shouldn't have to. No. Again, Spirit says, Rhonda, call in Archangel Raphael to heal you. Divine emerald green energy, fire. Surround yourself with it. Surround the spot with it. Allow Archangel. Oh, I know. Archangel Raphael just showed up. I'm like, what the hell is that energy about? Whoa. He's right there on my left-hand side behind my laptop. That's just amazing. Okay, so, okay, Adrian, does anyone have a good source of mala beads? Okay, so Adrian is looking for mala beads. M-A-L-A beads. Her name is Adrian Lakes. Looking to make myself a mala necklace, okay? So she's looking for that. Blake, will my work projects begin gaining momentum this year? It's kind of tough, Blake, because of COVID, okay? Tell me what projects you're doing, okay? Can you slip me that? Is it construction or is it building things or Spirit says, Blake, it will move slowly, gaining momentum this year. But you can change that by asking for more. Spirit, I need you to help me. I need you to help me build the momentum of this project. I need you to help me build momentum for this project. Okay? Oh gosh, yes, Blake, for sure. University sustainability project with students, for sure. Yes, yes. So Billy says you can order them online, Adrian. Mala beads. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, all right, guys, it's 4 p.m. I've got to go. So, thank you for joining me this week. I really appreciate it. Again, if you ever need anything, let me know. I'm still running reading specials. I post them every day. I wouldn't, that's just what I've been told to do. They come through email every day too. I'm always available to ask questions. I'm always available to again. I don't charge anything. It just can't be 3, 4, 5, 6 questions that are really long and things like that. Yeah. So namaste, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week, Thursday at 3 for Coaching for the Soul.